In the year 2563, 300 years following a devastating war called the Fall, a doctor named Ido often visits the junkyard to scavenge for parts he can use for his repair projects. During one of these visits, he discovers the remains of a female cyborg who is still alive. He confirms that her brain is functioning and decides to bring her back to his home. There, he and his nursing assistant help her get a new body. What a dream come true for you, little angel. Upon waking up the next day, the cyborg finds herself in a young girl's room, amazed by her new appearance. After admiring herself in the mirror, she gets dressed and goes downstairs to find Ido taking care of other cyborg patients. Next time you see Ido, he's happy to see you awake and offers you breakfast. However, you can barely taste anything because your taste receptors are still working. It seems you have no memory of your previous life. I've been unable to find any records about you.
I don't even know my own name.
I'm not even sure of my own identity. Stepping out of Alita's world, she encounters Iron City and Zalem, the Sky City, for the first time since the war. The survivors toil in Zalem, yet they're unable to reach it with an unknown force blocking their path. Ido names her Alita and invites her to stay with him, accompanying him on various tasks. Alita witnesses a motorball match, befriends a dog, and stumbles upon a wanted poster for a robot. When a robot attacks her, Alita defends herself, but Hugo steps in, questioning her carelessness. Impressed, Hugo advises her to be more cautious, especially around Centurions. They quickly form a bond. That night, Alita is woken up by a commotion. She finds Ido, injured and bleeding, returning from a late-night mission. The next day, she helps Ido, learning about a man who has lost his cyborg limbs to the black market and the world of motorball. She also hears about another murder, which makes her suspicious of Ido's injured wrist. She meets Charon, a mysterious woman with a unique forehead. Charon takes Alita's hand and asks her,
Hey, what's your problem?
Later, Charon reveals their past, including the use of their dead daughter's cyborg body to restore Alita. Charon wants to work with Ido again, this time to create a motorball champion for a ticket to Zem. Ido refuses, stating he won't help build monsters. Meanwhile, Alita continues to assist Ido in the morning and spends afternoons with Hugo. Hugo teaches her how to play motorball and gives her roller skates after a few falls. She grasps the game quickly and scores many points. Hugo introduces her to chocolate, which they find so delicious they dream of visiting Zem. He suggests that Alita might find clues to the origin of Zem in the scrapyard. One night, Alita pretends to be asleep and follows Ido. She overhears him and Nisana planning to trap her. It turns out Ido is a bounty hunter, and this is a trap set by Romo and Nisana, cyborgs under his command. They overpower Ido, looking for Alita. However, Alita steps in and defeats Romo and Nisana. She then uses a special kick to slice off Romo's arm and tries to hit him with Idido's axe, causing Romo to flee underground. Subsequently, Ido visits the headquarters of the Hunter, warrior on a mission to submit Nana's bounty and reap the reward that allows him to sustain his clinic and aid others for the cyborg Nana. At 20,000 credits, shared her memories with Ido, prompting Ido to bring her back home and show her the body he had built for his daughter, Alita, who was confined to a wheelchair. On one occasion, a drug-addicted patient stormed into the clinic looking for a stimulant to use before a motorball game. He killed Alita, unable to deal with her daughter's death. In the aftermath, Alita found cheer and left Ed in search of revenge. Ido pursued the murderer, which led him to uncover his talent for this work and become a hunter warrior. He examined Alita's original cyber core, which was powered by an antimatter microreactor, suggesting she could power the entire city. This technology had not been produced since the fall, indicating that Alita was over 300 years old. Meanwhile, Grishka returned to Charon and told Charon about Alita's abilities. Charon was impressed and agreed to fix Grishka. Vector arrived for questioning, but Grishka's sudden change in behavior made it clear that Nova, the ruler of Zem, could communicate with individuals on Earth by hacking into any cyborg. Nova revealed that Alita was skilled in the martial art of Poner KST and asked Charon to rebuild Grishka and send him to assassinate Alita. Subsequently, Nova took control of Vector and proposed to transport Charon to Zem if she agreed to work for him. Ido reviewed the bounty list and noticed that Grishka was missing, suggesting he was protecting Alita. Alita was upset and left, meeting Hugo, who took her to a motorball game. Hugo introduced her to the motorball champion, who offered her a backstage tour. Soon the champion was ambushed by thieves who trapped him in a fire-filled van and cut off his arms. Ito wanted to make the thieves pay for this act. Vector bought parts for Charon. It was revealed that the thieves were Hugo and his friends, who did this for money. They complimented Charon's crew. Vector instructs them to bring the weapons while he deals with the rest of the winter on the next day. Hugo and his friends will then escort Alita to see the breathtaking natural landscapes around the city in a lake. There, they discover a ship that came down during the battle. Although some scrappers have taken parts from it, the bulk of the ship was left behind because its technology was designed by the enemy. Hugo thinks this could help Alita regain her memories. To do this, they have to go to the command deck, where she quickly goes underwater. Here, she can breathe easily and explore the ship. She finds a door that opens to a mysterious force field, which she activates through the control panel. This leads her to an advanced armored suit. Back at home, Alita asks Ito to transfer her into this suit because of a special connection she feels with it. However, Ito is hesitant because he believes it's dangerous to push her to return to being a weapon. He wants her to have a normal life, ignoring his concerns. Alita decides to join the ranks of the hunters as a warrior, following Doc's orders. At the hunter's bar, Alita is mocked by Zan for her young looks, but is quickly introduced to the tough group of fighters, including McTighe and his cyborg dogs. Despite the initial disdain, Alita finds herself bonding with them, much to Zan's annoyance. However, this camaraderie doesn't last long as Alita's strength overpowers McTighe, leading to a brawl. Alita, with Hugo's assistance, manages to hold her ground, but her victory comes at a cost. She loses most of her body. Returning to the battlefield, Alita faces Grishka once again. This time, she's determined not to back down. Her sheer strength and agility give her the upper hand. In a surprising twist, Grishka attacks again, targeting Alita. It's then that Alita recovers her lost abilities, much to her delight. The fight intensifies as Alita lands a powerful punch to Grishka's eye, rendering him immobile. This victory marks a turning point for Alita, proving her resilience and strength. Her journey to reclaim her memories, navigate the complexities of her new body. The next day, she quickly adapts to her new abilities and realizes the power of her plasma-generating fingers, which she learns to control. I'm not sure if they came with a guidebook, but she figures it out after meeting Hugo, who explains the nanotech's upgrade that makes her touch more sensitive. Hugo's touch results in a moment of intimacy. Meanwhile, Nova reprimands Grishka for his failure to complete his assignment after she departs. Vector begins to question Grishka's dependability. Vector plans to talk to Hugo about Alita. The following day, Alita finds Hugo at his apartment nursing a hangover. They talk about Hugo's dream of reaching Zem, and Alita suggests using the bounty money she makes to buy a ticket from Vector. I'll sort out who has the best deals and then I'll make the purchase. I can't ask you to do this for me. Hugo is hesitant to put her in danger again, but Alita promises she will go back to protect him. But Alita convinces him that she will do it. Any sacrifices for him, even offering her soul, she willingly gives it to show her true feelings. But Hugo refuses and discloses that Vector wants Alita to participate in a motorball match. Alita agrees to this on the condition that Hugo becomes her coach, allowing them to rise to Zalem together. These events are watched from afar by Zapon, who is Alita's first major opponent. Ito equips her with additional armor and skates, choosing number 99 as a tribute to her past, while Vector promises a reward to the one who eliminates her. Hugo plans to leave his job to focus on collecting cyborg parts, but Tanji Zapon intervenes, injuring Hugo and killing Tanji. Hugo escapes Zapon's chase by using a Molotov cocktail. Vector then reveals his plan to use Hugo to manipulate him, promising to help him escape. Ito warns Alita about the trap set by bounty hunters, but she chooses to fight, overcoming her opponents with ease. She defeats them and finds Hugo, who is injured but claims innocence and confesses his love for her. Witnessing this, Charan loses sight of them and decides to assist Alita later. Shows up with Hugo's head having successfully completed the bounty attack's effort to assault Alita, leading to his criminal status being exposed, which allows Alita to destroy his face and take his sword after a few hours. Ito has managed to equip Hugo with a new, simple body. Ito then tells Alita that the promises made by the Vector were just deceptive, and the true way to Zem is by becoming a champion. ID decided to wipe out the mark on his forehead as a sign of moving on from his previous life. Meanwhile, Vector confronts Charan for letting Alita go. Charan defends her actions by arguing that Alita brought back her sense of duty as a doctor and mother, which made her decide to step down from her role in Zem. She has no interest in staying there anymore. Vector sends a guard after her, driven by her desire to make things right with Hugo. Alita heads to the Hunter Warriors' headquarters, located in the cyborg factory building, with Zapan's weapon. She destroys all the Centurions and the bounty system before breaking into Vector's office. She uncovers Vector's plan to use Chiran's body parts for profit. However, she becomes so focused on this discovery that she doesn't notice Grushka's arrival, which results in an injury to her hip and triggers a memory flashback from the war. Alita, Gelda, and their team were trying to climb up to Zem through the cargo tubes. Suddenly, a sharp defense barrier appears on the tube, destroying the army and leaving Alita and Gelda alone. Gilda's help pulled her back up. Gelda then reminded her of their goal to destroy Zalem. Alita remembered her body's innate ability to heal itself and quickly defeated Grishka with clever tactics. Following this victory, Alita insisted on reaching out to Nova, and the Supreme Ruler took control of Vector's body to respond. He cautioned Alita about his omnipresent vision and threats to harm Ido and Hugo. At that moment, Ido contacted Alita to inform her that Hugo had to escape as the Centurions were chasing him. Alita set off to find her boyfriend and found him climbing the tube in pursuit of his dream, despite her efforts to convince Hugo that Nova was manipulating him. Hugo remained steadfast, and Nova took advantage of the situation to cast a jagged ring on him. Alita skillfully avoided it, but Hugo was struck and lost a significant part of his body in a quick fall. Alita held onto Hugo's hand to prevent him from falling further, but Hugo's arm slowly disintegrated before Hugo's arm broke and he fell to his death. As the movie concluded, months had passed, and Alita had become a star in the world of motorball. During a game, she raises her sword, pointing it at Zam, symbolizing her quest to become the champion of the games and seek revenge against Nova.